Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome back to NASCAR Dirt to Daytona. Today we are going to buy that upgrade that we said we were going to do last episode, which is the suspension upgrade for the truck, which is going to help us out a lot at these smaller tracks, and it could help us out a fair amount at the 1.5 miles as well. So let's do that. It's also the most beneficial upgrade we really have available to us. So let's purchase this. And that puts us a little bit down in the money department, at least according to our standards currently. But let's head off to the next race on our schedule, which is a modified race at Crystal Lake, which is no, it's not the road course. That's just another regular track. So thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Really appreciate it. I love this game. I wish more people watched this series because I really like this series. Now, obviously, we had that little bit of a rough patch at the start of Season 2, but I like this game. I really do. Well, let's qualify. See what we got going for us. This is the circle track, I believe. And we're going out third in the order. Well, this is a high-speed track relative to the last track we were at, that's for sure. So I don't know how we normally do here. It's been a while. I think we only do this track once. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I really don't know how this is going to go. There's your Rhyming with Aaron segment for the day. Turn 1 and 2 felt really good. I didn't let off at all there. That was about as good as we can get in 3 and 4. A little slower than our best time ever. But that's going to put us on the pole. Can't complain about that. Hopefully this will be a good race for us. Let's head off to the track. Like I said, we really need to start banking up points because we are going to have that race we need to skip. Due to a conflict with the truck series. So we are going to have to be careful not to really have any bad races. We finished 4th in the first race. I would have liked to have finished a little bit better, but here's what it is. We had a bad qualifying effort, so that put us behind the 8 ball there. But I think we can do really well here, assuming no mistakes happen. But we all know that that's usually not how things go. Ondich is sticking right with me, though.
To go.
This is a short race, so hopefully we can just stick to where we are and have a good finish. Yep, we're starting to pull away a little bit, not too much though. But this win will help us in the points department and the money department, so that's good. We're obviously not going to be making as much money in the truck series as we would have liked because we had to upgrade our employees. So we're paying them a lot more money than what we did last season. I don't know why I just went on the apron there. So we're not making as much money as I would like in the truck series because we are paying almost $15,000 in employee salary per week. So. But we got the best pit crew, we got at least one of the top 2 engine and chassis guys, so we're definitely doing well with employees. 2 laps to go. But that doesn't matter for the modified series. I was questioning at the end of the last episode whether I should consider making an upgrade to this modified car. But I think we're going to be fine. I just wish we were better at New Hampshire. But I wish that in all of my games. White Flag is out sponsored by Gallup Incorporated. Not quite sure what that is, but don't really care. They're on the car, so. Alright, but this is going to be maximum payday. All of our sponsorship objectives, all of our money objectives as far as winning. We won by 3.5 seconds. Never really had any competition. The outside lane actually got ahead of me on the start, so they should have got penalized for that. But that's not how things work in video games. Well, let's see what we have next on the agenda here. That's a $19,000 payday. You can't complain about that. Where does that put us in the points? That moves us into the lead in points, so that's what we need. And we just need to start building it up because we know we're going to suffer a huge loss in points once we skip that race that we have to skip. Now, is this the car that I left in spot open? No, it isn't. Which I probably should have. But I don't usually keep track of the fastest lap of the race stuff, so not too worried about that. What do we have next? A truck race at Darlington. I thought California might be next, but let's actually look at the schedule here. I want to make sure. So that's the conflict with the racing series. So there's our conflict with the modified series. It'll be in May. So we got to remember that. But let's head off to Darlington and see what we can do here. Hopefully our newfound speed can help us out at Darlington here. Again, I'm kind of regretting not getting that 2-win sponsorship objective for the season, but at the time I really didn't think that was going to be possible. We've been running, just barely scraping out top 10s, but then we won at Daytona, which was, as much as you probably would like to say that was a strategy win, it was a speed win too. We qualified second and we were in the lead pack. Let's head off to qualifying here. And see what kind of speed we have at Darlington. Considering how well we qualified at Daytona, we might be surprised with how well we're going to do here as well. I like Darlington, I really do. I don't remember how we did here in the last season. We only came here once. And it was at the beginning of the season, so that was before we kind of figured out the pit strategy stuff. Pretty much flat out in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 is a little bit of a tighter corner. Nope, flat out. So what we have is what we have. We're running flat out around the entire track. I think that suspension upgrade's really coming in handy here. But otherwise, I think we would have to let off going into the corners, but let's see where that puts us. That's our fastest lap we've turned here. 13th, alright. So let's put a goal for top 10 here. I think that's a reasonable goal. Let's head off to the race. We'll skip over the intro because we heard it last season. But again, we're going to have the advantage as far as pit strategy goes, assuming that we're pitting under green. But if we pit under yellow, then you guys know that usually I lose spots under yellow. Not a great restart for us, even with the draft, so we'll be struggling a little bit here at the start, it looks like. Let's get Ken Schrader here, give him a little bump, get underneath Crafton as well as around Schrader, hopefully. But he's going to have the run coming out of the corner, and Crafton's going to be able to get underneath because I messed up that corner. Being on the middle of 3 wide really doesn't help the situation very much. I don't know why I'm randomly getting tight about halfway through the corner. That did not happen in qualifying. Oh, I thought I was clear. There we go. I should listen to the spotter more often. I assume some AI is going to come in this time. They're going to come in next time. It looks like the rest of the AI have the same idea. Excuse me. So it looks like we're all going to be coming in together here. Yeah, I don't know why I'm randomly getting tight in the middle of the corner, and that's killing our time. So we're all coming in here. Well, let's see what kind of advantage we can get here coming on the pit road.
You're low on fuel.
Nobody's telling me what the speed limit is, so no tires, no repair. We are going to loosen up the car a little bit and add some tape to it. Add a lot of tape to it.
5 laps to go.
But let's see where we come out compared to everybody else. About where we came in, but we saw that's what happened with Brennan Gaughan at Daytona, and he had to come in a second time just because he went with our strategy.
Car high. You're all
So
clear.
we're 12th. We're going to be 11th once we pass Crawford. We're going to get out onto the track and hopefully pass a few more guys here. But we had excellent acceleration off of the turn.
Stay high.
But now they've kind of caught up to us. It's just a matter of whether they're going to have to pit again or not. Much like what Brennan Gaughan had to go through at Daytona. Just trying to stay in the draft of Hamilton here so we don't lose too much time. Still somebody on pit road, so we gained another spot there. Yeah, we lose a ton of time in the center of the corner. Which is frustrating because we didn't really have that issue in qualifying. And now we're super tight off. What's going on, car?
Car high. Car low.
Oh, Brennan Gaughan, you came down on me there, my friend.
There's a spin in turn 4.
Not my fault there. Is a caution going to come out for that?
Car high.
Yep, and when I get tight and I try to correct, my car just stops. We've had that issue before at other tracks like New Hampshire. But I don't know why the handling is so different here compared to our qualifying lap. But we were able to run flat out, no problem on qualifying. There's somebody else on pit road. There's a couple people on pit road. 2 laps to go. Alright, that was a much better corner. Maybe I just need to be a little more aggressive entering. And then I can stick it to the bottom here. Try to get a better angle into the corner, I guess. Nope, that didn't work in turn 3 and 4. White flag was out. There's again some more people on pit road.
Car low. Last lap.
So I don't think a top 10 is going to be our issue here, but I would love to pass Crafton here. But here's a lapped car we're going to have to split.
Still there. All clear.
But I don't think I'm going to be able to get Crafton here, unfortunately. Well, we're going to get his draft. Just a matter of whether this is going to be a good corner for us or not. It's kind of hit and miss with these corners. Excellent corner, but can we
Clear high.
keep it in front of him? Looks like we can. And that's going to be a 6th place finish for us. Almost a top 5. Excellent. I will take that. Travis Quatful won. Oh my gosh, words today are just not my strong suit. Which is bad because this job, it makes I have to use words. shockingly enough. Travis Quapple won. Again, it looked like Dennis Setzer and a few other people had to pit twice for some reason. Again, I'm not quite sure why they're doing that. But you can't complain. I've struggled for a long time in this game, so I can't complain when things start going my way. $27,000 payday. You can't complain about that at all. Quapful won. Where does that put us in the standings? That puts us in the points lead still. We had the lead, obviously, after our win at Daytona. So we're still in the points lead by 10 points over Crawford. So that is excellent. Now, we still have this one sponsorship, and that's what I was hoping for. We would have like a 5th place or a 3rd place. We're going to go with the 5th place. That's why I left one slot open, because I thought maybe a more in-the-middle sponsor would show up, because we had this 10th place one, but, and we had, no, don't remove, we're done, yeah. So I was hoping some more in-the-middle sponsors would show up. What do we have next for our 3rd race of the episode? A modified race at the road course, Welch Valley. So, should be a good race for us. Hopefully we can build on our points lead. Alright, let's qualify. Looks like we're going to be one of the last ones out here.
Go, 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 go!
Gotta refamiliarize ourselves with this, even though it hasn't been that long since we run it. So this is one of the tracks we run twice a year. But since I've been doing a lot of road course racing in Project Cars 2, you kind of forget some of the other road courses we've run at. As demonstrated by me absolutely screwing up that corner. I absolutely love that corner. Always usually works out well for us. But yeah, now that I'm doing Project Cars 2, I'd like to think that I'm getting better at road courses. Now obviously I've always been good at road courses in these games that I'm familiar with. But as you guys have seen in NASCAR Heat 2, road courses like Road America and Mid-Ohio, I am not at all familiar with, and I usually am absolutely atrocious there. So this is the corner I usually overdrive, so we'll be a little careful. This is another corner I usually overdrive. Well, that time I underdrove it. Oh crap, I messed up my favorite corner. Dang it! That's the corner that I always do so well at. But I think we've been fast enough in the rest of the track to where that shouldn't impact us too much. So let's see what kind of a lap we have.
Alright.
That's actually our fastest lap we've ever turned in qualifying here, so that should be a pole lap, I would think. By far, yeah, almost a second. Excuse me, almost a second over Anderson. So we should be fine for winning this race. Skip the intro and let's get going. Oh yeah, this is kind of the standstill start, I remember now.
There's the green flag.
As long as we get the inside lane going into turn 1, we should be fine and shouldn't have any issues winning this race. Well, that might complicate things a little bit. Leave it to me to screw up somehow. Now, who is that? That's Bundy. Oh, I really don't want to spin you out. Save it, man. Save it. Thank you. Sorry about that. Alright, we took the lead there. Hopefully we don't mess up our double left here. Oh, we kind of did again. Yep. I always say that's my favorite corner, but usually about 25% of the time I absolutely massacre it. So I guess since this is usually a pretty uneventful race, I can talk about some current events. Oh, obviously NASCAR season is over. I'm thinking about making a season recap video kind of thing, but I don't really know if I want to put too much effort into it. Even though those videos usually do well. But I can kind of talk about things. I think the biggest thing that happened this season is NASCAR finally got a true champion. Like, ever since the chase has been implemented, there's always been, those people who watched NASCAR before the chase saying, oh, this guy would have won in the old system, so he's our champion in our mind. Or especially now that we've kind of gone through like 4 or 5 different playoff systems. There's always this thing of, this guy would have won in this format, or this guy would have won in this format. Well, at least this year, Martin Truex Jr. would have won in pretty much every format. So NASCAR finally got its true champion, indisputable, no doubt about it. Martin Truex Jr. was the best guy all year, and he deserved to win this championship. But I guess the big thing that kind of played out this year, contrary to what happened in the first 2 years of this winner-take-all system as far as getting into the chase, is we actually had a lot of fuel mileage wins. We had, or pit strategy wins. We had Austin Dillon win the Coke 600. You had Casey King winning the Brickyard 400. You get into the chase. You had Ryan Newman winning at Phoenix, even though that was kind of half and half as far as speed of pit strategy. Now obviously last year we had Chris Buescher, but that was more of a rain issue than a pit strategy issue. So I think that this is the first year that we've kind of seen how this winner-take-all system can really impact how the playoffs look. Because if one of those guys hadn't won a race, Joey Logano would have been in the chase, and that probably would have thrown a loop for some things. So if Austin Dillon or Casey King or Ryan Newman hadn't won, Joey Logano would have been in on points, even with the encumbered win. That's also kind of another thing that came up. I don't know why I'm in the grass here. That's also another came up. The fact that NASCAR is being a lot harder on inspection. It's been a lot harder to get through qualifying inspection. There's been a lot more penalties that have happened after the race and stuff like that. This is the end of the race, by the way. So I think a few of the big things that we can look at is stricter, harsher penalties as far as inspections. The fact that we have a true champion in every format. And the fact that this winner-take-all system is actually kind of starting to have an impact on who makes the chase. Now, the last couple of years there have been a few, but it's mostly been guys who would have been in the chase or close to it. We won, we led every lap and all that. So those are a few big takeaways from this season. Now, as far as the off season goes, obviously the big takeaway is the amount of guys retiring. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is retiring. Matt Kenseth is not retiring, but pretty much retiring. Danica Patrick's leaving the sport after the Daytona 500 and retiring after the Indy 500. There's a lot of guys who are leaving, and that ties along with, Jeff Gordon retiring, Tony Stewart retiring in the last year. So there's a lot of big-name guys, and that's only going to continue. Ryan Newman's getting up there. Jimmy Johnson's getting up there. There's still a lot of old guys in this sport. We're still leading the points. We actually have a pretty decent-sized lead now, but again, we have that race that we're going to have to skip. Nothing we can do here, so that's going to be a big thing. Next year, there's so much movement going on as far as who's driving what cars. Next year, it could be a very different-looking season, because we have a lot of unknowns as far as, how's young guys, William Byron, Bubba Wallace going to do? How's Alex Bowman going to adjust to having a full-time ride, even though he only raced like 4 or 5 races last season? How's Eric Almirola going to do in a top-tier team? Stuff like that, so... Anyway, we can talk about that later, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button, and click that click that notification bell, so that you get a notification every single time I post a video, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.